What's up, you guys? Big news this week. Kamala has chosen her running mate or her walking mate, whatever speed he can travel at. It's a cheap joke. Dude's fat. It's a cheap, fat joke. Sorry. You'd think this guy would be in better shape from being in the military and being a high school football coach. I mean, why did he join the military if he wasn't trying to get into shape? Clearly it wasn't to actually fight in a war. That's been the real big news about him this week, that he abandoned his troop just before they left for Iraq. He was like, oh, we gotta go to war. Sounds like a perfect time for me to retire and start a political career. Let me just grab that title. Master Commander Sergeant or whatever the fuck. Command Sergeant Major. Command Sergeant Major who didn't really want to command or sergeant or major in the actual war, only in practice. He wanted some sort of high school football practice experience out of his military experience, I think. He was looking for high school football practice. What Walz did is like when somebody says, all right, we jump on 3. 1, 2, and then they don't jump, but you do. And then you're all alone. Sergeant Commander, Command Sergeant Major Walz is like, do as I say, not as I do. He was like, my title is Command Sergeant Major, not Combat Fighter. That's for you motherfuckers. I'm out. I told you what to do. Walz liked the military because it was like a high school football practice, but he didn't want to play in the game. He just wanted to coach from the sidelines, be an armchair general. Don't get me wrong, I've never served in the military, but I've also never said that I have. I have worn camo pants, though. That is the extent of my stolen valor, which I regret and apologize for profusely. They're just so swag, you know? I can't promise you I'll never wear camo pants again. But I can promise you I'll never wear the Harris Walz camo hat that they just dropped this week. 1, because it sold out in like 1 second. And 2, because that shit is so corny, it's not even funny. Right now, all these soy boys and chicks with blue hair are wearing the Harris Walz camo hat. That is funny. People who have never gone hunting a day in their life are flexing that shit like they're the big buck hunter. They're like, yes, I love hunting. At least it's a hunter camo and not like a military camo. That would be even cornier. Then everybody would be stealing valor. That would make them all accomplices in theft. In valor theft. That would be hilarious. Everyone's like, we went to Iraq too. We carry weapons of war in war too. FOMO is real. Fear of going to war is also real. I think you can count me in with that phobia. It's a reasonable phobia. What's unreasonable is saying that you carried weapons of war in war if you didn't. That's a little silly. Just say you hunt. Just leave it at that. It's okay. You'll get some manly credits for that. You'll get some street cred for that. Even though you only want to shoot at things that can't shoot back. Tim Walz is like, I killed Bambi's mother. I'm a real man. But I do think there should be tampons in boys' bathrooms. I don't understand somebody who supposedly hunts and was in the military but wants to take away people's guns. What if he wasn't even a hunter? That was also stolen hunting valor. Like, he didn't even have the balls to shoot a deer. He chickened out of that too. He ended up running away. He's like, the deer had big horns. I got scared. It's like if a tree falls in the woods and nobody is around to hear, it doesn't make a sound. If you say you go hunting, but nobody's around to really see, can't you just lie about it? He's like, let's not and say we did. That should be their campaign slogan. Harris Walz 2024. Let's not and say we did. Kamala clearly should have chosen the Shapiro guy, Josh Shapiro. But she was like, I need a little old white guy on my ticket. I need some old white guy energy to replace Biden and match Trump. She thought it would be a safe choice. She thought people feel safe around an old white guy who wants to disarm them by taking away their guns. I wouldn't feel safe around Tim Walz because he seems like a guy who would abandon you after lying to you, or abandon you and then lie to you, and then put tampons in your son's bathroom. And what was that thing he said about investing in a ladder to go over the border wall? That doesn't sound safe. One, because criminal illegal immigrants could climb over the border wall, and two, because that'd have to be a really high ladder, and anyone who used it could fall off and severely injure themselves. Sounds like a very dangerous idea for all parties involved. Can we listen to that? Let's listen to that quote. And come on, how could he be against border walls when his last name is Walz? Dude clearly hates himself. He's a self-hating Walz. Remember when Hillary Clinton chose Tim Kaine as her running mate? Why do the Democrats like guys named Tim so much? Tim Kaine, Tim Walz, they're literally the same guy. They're definitely going to lose. Let's listen to the wall quote from Walz.
Knowing that he's not going to do anything. He talks about this wall. I always say, let me know how high it is. If it's 25 feet, then I'll invest in the 30-foot ladder factory. That's not how you stop this. You stop this using electronics. You stop it using more border control agents. And you stop it by having a legal system that allows for that tradition of allowing folks to come here, just like my relatives did, to come here, be able to work and establish the American dream. He's not interested in that. He wants to demonize. Look, we produce most of the turkeys that you're going to eat in Thanksgiving. Those are immigrants working hard, establishing themselves here. What's he going to do? Is he going to take them all out?
Oh, so Tim Walz's family came here on a ladder. I guess. He said a wall is not going to work. Well, investing in a 30-foot ladder factory isn't going to work either. At least if your goal is securing the border. It might work in making him some money for selling ladders. This guy doesn't have any actual ideas or solutions. He just wants to troll people, like when he called Trump and Vance weird. He wants to act like a high school bully because he spent all his time around high schoolers as a high school teacher. Grow up, Tiny Tim. All right, you guys. Thanks for listening. Peace.